The area we know as France today was once called Gaul. It was home to diverse Celtic tribes. These tribes were called Gauls. The Gauls were skilled warriors and artisans. They had their own languages and cultures. Southern Gaul had Greek and Roman settlements. These settlements brought Mediterranean influences. The Gauls were divided into many tribes. Some important tribes were the Aquitani, the Belgi, and the Gauls. The Romans called the region inhabited by the Aquitani Aquitania. The Romans called the region inhabited by the Belgae Belgae. The Romans called the region inhabited by the Gauls Celtica. Celtic culture was rich and vibrant. The Gauls had complex religious beliefs. They worshipped a pantheon of gods. Druids were their priests and priestesses. The Gauls are known for their metalwork. They were skilled in crafting weapons and jewelry. The Gauls left behind impressive structures. They built fortified settlements called oppida. They also erected megalithic monuments. These monuments are a testament to their architectural skills. Julius Caesar led the Roman conquest of Gaul. The conquest took place between 58 BC and 51 BC. Caesar's campaigns were brutal and bloody. The Gauls fought fiercely but were ultimately defeated. Vercingetorix was a notable Gallic leader who resisted the Romans. Roman rule brought significant changes to Gaul. Gaul became integrated into the Roman Empire. Roman law and administration were implemented. Latin became the official language. Roman culture had a profound impact on Gallic society. The Romans established cities in Gaul. These cities became centers of Roman civilization. They built roads, aqueducts, and theaters. Gallo-Roman culture emerged. It blended Roman and Gallic traditions. Christianity spread to Gaul during the Roman period. It gained a foothold in urban centers. Bishops became important figures in Gallo-Roman society. The Church played a crucial role in preserving Roman culture after the fall of the Western Roman Empire. As Roman power declined, Germanic tribes migrated into Gaul. The Franks were one of these tribes. They established themselves in northern Gaul. The Franks were originally divided into small kingdoms. They gradually gained control over larger areas. Clovis was a key figure in Frankish history. He united the Frankish tribes under his rule. Clovis converted to Christianity in 496 AD. This conversion had significant political and religious implications. It aligned the Franks with the Roman Catholic Church. The Merovingian dynasty ruled the Frankish kingdom after Clovis. The Merovingian kings expanded their territory. They faced challenges from internal conflicts and external threats. The Carolingian dynasty eventually replaced the Merovingians. The Battle of Tours in 732 AD was a pivotal moment in European history. Charles Martel, a Frankish leader, defeated a Muslim army. This victory halted the Muslim advance into Europe. It solidified the Carolingian hold on power. The Carolingian Empire was divided in the 9th century. The Treaty of Verdun in 843 AD created West Francia. This kingdom formed the basis of what would become France. The Carolingian dynasty weakened. It was eventually replaced by the Capetian dynasty. Hugh Capet became the first Capetian king in 987 AD. The early Capetian kings controlled a relatively small area around Paris. They gradually expanded their authority. They faced challenges from powerful nobles. The Capetian dynasty ruled France for over 3 centuries. They consolidated royal power, they established institutions of government, they expanded the royal domain. Philip II, Louis IX, and Philip IV were notable Capetian kings. The 100 Years' War was a major conflict between France and England. It lasted from 1337 to 1453. The war had a profound impact on French society. It fostered a sense of national identity. Joan of Arc, a peasant girl, played a key role in the war. Section 5, Renaissance and Reformation, a time of change and upheaval. The Renaissance was a period of cultural and intellectual flourishing, marked by a renewed interest in the classical arts and sciences. It began in Italy, particularly in cities like Florence and Venice, and spread to France, influencing many aspects of life. French Renaissance art, literature, and architecture were highly influential, leaving a lasting legacy on European culture. Leonardo da Vinci, one of the most iconic figures of the Renaissance, spent his last years in France at the invitation of King Francis I, contributing significantly to the French Renaissance. The Reformation was a religious movement that challenged the authority of the Catholic Church. It divided Europe and led to significant social and political changes. France experienced intense religious conflict between Catholics and Protestants, known as Huguenots, which deeply affected the nation's stability. The French Wars of Religion, a series of brutal conflicts, lasted for several decades and caused widespread devastation. The Edict of Nantes in 1598 granted Huguenots limited religious freedom, aiming to bring peace to a divided nation. It was a significant step towards religious tolerance and coexistence in France. However, the edict was later revoked by King Louis XIV, leading to renewed religious persecution. This revocation led to the emigration of many Huguenots from France who sought refuge in more tolerant countries. The Renaissance and Reformation had a profound impact on French society, reshaping its cultural, religious, and political landscape. They led to the emergence of new ideas, intense religious conflict, and the growth of royal power, which would shape the future of France. Ultimately, France emerged as a major European power with a rich cultural heritage and a complex history of religious and political change. Section 6. The Ancien Régime, Seeds of Revolution. The Ancien Régime refers to the period in French history before the French Revolution. It was characterized by absolute monarchy. King Louis XIV, known as the Sun King, epitomized absolutism. He centralized power and expanded French influence. French society was divided into three estates. The first estate consisted of the clergy. The second estate consisted of the nobility. The third estate comprised everyone else, including peasants, merchants, and artisans. The third estate bore the brunt of taxation. They had limited political rights, economic inequality, and social injustice were widespread. The Enlightenment, a philosophical movement, challenged traditional ideas about government and society. France experienced financial difficulties in the late 18th century. Costly wars and lavish spending by the monarchy contributed to the crisis. King Louis XVI was unable to address the problems effectively. Discontent and unrest grew among the population. Section 7. The French Revolution, a nation transformed. The French Revolution began in 1789, a year that would forever change the course of history. It was a period of radical social and political upheaval, shaking the very foundations of French society. The revolution was triggered by a combination of factors, each contributing to the growing unrest. These factors included a severe economic crisis, widespread social inequality, and deep political discontent among the populace. The storming of the Bastille on July 14, 1789, marked the dramatic start of the revolution. The Bastille was a royal prison, infamous for its harsh conditions and political prisoners. It symbolized the tyranny and absolute power of the monarchy, a symbol the revolutionaries sought to dismantle. The Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen proclaimed the fundamental rights of all citizens, a groundbreaking document. The revolution also abolished feudalism, ending centuries of oppressive practices. It established a constitutional monarchy, attempting to balance power between the king and the people. King Louis XVI was executed in 1793, a pivotal moment that shocked the world. The Reign of Terror was a period of extreme violence and political repression where thousands were executed. It ended with the fall of Robespierre in 1794, bringing a close to one of the bloodiest chapters of the revolution. The French Revolution had a profound impact on France and Europe, reshaping political landscapes and ideologies. It led to the end of the monarchy, the rise of republicanism, and the establishment of new political systems. The revolution also inspired the spread of revolutionary ideas, igniting movements across the continent. It also sparked wars and revolutions across Europe, forever altering the course of history and the future of nations. Section 8. The Napoleonic Era, France's Imperial Ambitions. Napoleon Bonaparte rose to prominence during the French Revolution. He was a brilliant military strategist. Napoleon seized power in a coup d'état in 1799. He established himself as first consul of France. Napoleon launched a series of military campaigns. He conquered much of Europe. Napoleon's armies spread the ideas of the French Revolution. They also sparked nationalist movements in other countries. Napoleon established the French Empire in 1804. He crowned himself Emperor Napoleon I. Napoleon implemented reforms in France. He introduced the Napoleonic Code, a legal system that influenced many countries. Napoleon's empire eventually collapsed. His armies suffered defeats in Russia and Spain. He was defeated at the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. Napoleon was exiled to the island of St. Helena, where he died in 1821. Section 9, 19th century, France. Revolution and Transformation. France experienced political instability after Napoleon. It transitioned through various forms of government. These included monarchy, republic, and empire. The July Revolution of 1830 overthrew Charles X. It established a constitutional monarchy under Louis Philippe. The Industrial Revolution transformed France in the 19th century. It led to economic growth, urbanization, and social change. France lagged behind Britain in industrialization. It nonetheless became a major industrial power. The Franco-Prussian War of 1870 to 1871 was a humiliating defeat for France. France lost Alsace-Lorraine to Germany. The war also led to the collapse of the Second French Empire. It paved the way for the establishment of the Third Republic. The Third Republic lasted for over 70 years. It was a period of relative stability and progress. France experienced economic growth, colonial expansion, and cultural achievements. The Dreyfus Affair, a political scandal, divided French society. Section 10, 20th century France, World Wars, and the Fifth Republic. France was a major participant in World War I, playing a crucial role in the conflict. It was part of the Allied powers alongside nations like Britain, Russia, and later the United States. The war had a devastating impact on France, leaving cities in ruins and landscapes scarred. Millions of French soldiers were killed or wounded, and the nation mourned its tremendous losses. The French economy was severely damaged, with industries and farmlands destroyed. Germany occupied France during World War II, marking a dark period in French history. The Vichy regime collaborated with the Nazis, leading to widespread collaboration and resistance. The French resistance fought bravely against the occupation, engaging in sabotage and espionage. France was liberated by the Allies in 1944, a moment of great celebration and relief. Charles de Gaulle emerged as a leading figure in post-war France, guiding the nation through recovery. He founded the Fifth Republic in 1958, establishing a new political era. The Fifth Republic established a strong presidency, centralizing power to ensure stability. It aimed to provide political stability and prevent the chaos of previous governments. France experienced significant economic growth and social change after World War II, rebuilding its infrastructure. It played a key role in the European integration process, fostering unity and cooperation. France became a founding member of the European Economic Community, the precursor to the European Union, shaping the future of Europe. France remains a major power on the global stage, influencing international politics and culture. It has a rich history, culture, and influence, contributing significantly to art, science, and philosophy. France continues to face challenges in the 21st century, including economic disparity and social unrest. These challenges include economic inequality, social unrest, and terrorism, which test the resilience of the nation.